Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm an artist, and here on this channel, we're talking all things creativity, art supplies, tutorials, art journey, all of the things. So please subscribe to join me and support me on my journey to becoming a full-time artist. Today, I wanted to talk with you about my favorite art supplies. I don't know how I can possibly have limited it to these few. I love art supplies. Most artists do. I think we could and do and would spend thousands and thousands of dollars on art supplies just because we want to experiment with them. But I wanted to show you some of my favorites and why. And we're going to start, they're not going to be in a particular order, but I wanted to start with this one. This is my paint palette. And this is one of my favorite art supplies. And I will tell you why. It is because it is glass, and so I can easily scrape off any leftover paint and reuse it. There's no paint getting in my way. I can reset it. It's not getting stained. I'm not having to throw something away every time I want to paint. I love my glass paint palette. This is probably the best, very first art supply that I invested money in was getting a glass palette. Now, I will say I'm kind of needing a bigger one now. I'm working with a lot more colors and trying to do a lot more things. So I wish I had a bigger one, but this is a great supply to get. I got this from Amazon. None of this stuff is affiliated marketing, none of that. I don't get any percent commission for any of this. I'm just telling you what actually helps me and the things that I really like for creating art and what are most helpful to me. Okay, this is not necessarily an art supply, but this is very helpful. A squirt bottle to help keep my paints fresh, to create some kinds of drippy effects on my artwork. You can see on this one, I've got some drippy effects going on, and that's actually because I just had a lot of water on my paintbrush while I laid the color down. But you can also spray it while it's still wet and help get a drippy effect. Okay, on to actual art supplies, paints and things. I really love acrylic inks. They are so fun. I had not played with them at all before earlier this year, and I love them so much. They are like watercolors without the difficulties of watercolors. You can get a watercolor effect with these. There's all kinds of colors. This one's a greenish that I got from Hobby Lobby. This one is a really dark blue. I thought it was black for a while, but I really love this shade of blue. I also have an orange one. There's a lot of colors. These are just the ones I have out. But I love those. They are great for the first layers of a painting or for doing a piece on paper only, some kind of something with a watercolor effect to it. Very similarly are these fluid acrylics. They function almost the same way, they just come in a different bottle. But I also love these. Lots of great colors that I have. I only have a few out right now, but I wanted to show you. So fluid inks and acrylic inks. No, fluid acrylics and acrylic inks. Getting my words mixed up. I love those art supplies a lot. I'm not going to talk about paint types because that's acrylic, watercolor, oil paints. I love all of them. I typically use a lot of acrylic. I've been playing with oil a little bit and I want to do more, but I'm talking mostly about supplies other than traditional paints. This is something I really like. I haven't used it a lot recently, but I need to pull it out so I remember to use it. These are water-soluble crayons. They're so fun. They're so fun. I love them. You can make lots of marks with them. I have actually made, well, this piece, you can barely see it behind me, was done almost exclusively with these. So if you put water on them, they turn into watercolors. And before that, they just look like crayon marks. But it's really fun. You can do mark making on a drawing. You can use it as the whole drawing and make it watercolory. It's really fun. I just like these because they're a fun, childlike surprise you get every time. I like that. These very similar oil pastels. I like oil pastels. You can't put acrylic paint or watercolor paint on top of oil pastels because these are oil paint related. But you can use these if you're done with all your other layers, you're not gonna put any more acrylic paint on. You just want to add some expressive line markings. You can put on some oil pastels. Or if you're just doing an oil painting, you can do that as well. Again, I need to pull them out so I remember I have them. So I have not used them in a little while. Okay, here are a few other things I really like. Some of my favorite art supplies. This is Vine charcoal. I love charcoal. You can kind of see my tiger up here. I have a cheetah way over there. You can't really see. This waterfall was also done with charcoal. But I love charcoal. It is one of my favorite art supplies because I feel the most free when I use it. It feels least like I'm wasting art supplies when I use it because it's relatively cheap and it's really easy to cover up a mistake. It's really forgiving. I love charcoal. I've actually, on this piece that I just showed you with the drippies, this has charcoal in it. That's my first layer of the abstract was charcoal. So one of my favorites, charcoal. You should totally try it out. Love it. I keep waving my paintbrush around, so let's talk about it. Good paintbrushes are a must for good art supplies. They're my favorite. I paid a lot of money for these. I bought them from, again, none of this is, I don't get any kickback from saying any of this or showing any of these brands. I'm just trying to help y'all know what I actually like and give you some ideas on new supplies you can try out. But I got these from Milan Art Store, Milan Art Institute. I've been learning a lot from their free videos online and workshops, but they have great brushes. I paid $300 for brushes only. And that's a lot, but they're really worth it. These are really good brushes. I do wish they had a few smaller ones or one. I do wish there was one like this with softer hair. This one's really rough and bristly, which is great for some things, but I wish there was some bigger ones for larger canvases, but they don't have any of those listed. So brushes are one of my favorite art supplies. Okay, my last thing I wanted to talk about today, I'm sure I'll have to do another one of these because I have so many favorite art supplies, but I love these solid markers. They are, let's see if I can show you. Oh, it's mirrored because I have to, sorry. I can't fix that. My camera is mirrored right now. So anyways, these are solid markers. It says solidified paint for high temperature, thermal resistance of paint, whatever that means. But these are Sakura color products. I really love these. These are kind of similar to the water-soluble crayons and the oil pastels in how they feel, but they have a very different effect. They're kind of like a makeup stick, it feels like. But they have a really cool effect. I would want to show you, but I don't know if I have anything over here I can show you on. This actually, the toppest, darkest layers on this, which it's dark, you can't really see it, are actually this marker. But let me see if I can show you right here. It just has really cool textured effects that you can do, and it feels really smooth, like very waxy. You can smudge it, you can draw with it, you can color with it. Anyways, on this drawing, I'm trying it out paired with charcoal, and that's really fun so far. We'll see how the painting turns out. We're just having fun with it. I also have a white one that I really like. I've used this on some of my original paintings. Check it out on my website. You can see if I've used these on there. I really like these. These are fun, expressive, but very subtle. Very subtle, not very hit you in the face kind of expressive marks. So anyways, that is some of my favorite art supplies. I have a lot of favorites. There's a lot more art supplies I want to try, but these are some of the things I use or try to use all the time. So have a good day. Let me know in the comments your favorite art supplies or what of these you want to try. Bye.